Okay.
Ooh.
Want to start? Ready? Want to play it?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room podcast. We are here to podcast about anything and everything Star Wars with you. Please visit our website where you can play current and past episodes. That's https://RABR KyleJohansson.us. That's RABR.KyleJohansen.us. On the left-hand side is a navigation menu. You can use this to learn how to load the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room podcast on your Android or Apple phone and tablet. And we have direct links to our podcast on Apple and Google Podcasts. Please participate by connecting to our social media, answering questions of the week, or submitting feedback directly from the site. Again, all of these are available at the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room website at RABR.KyleJohansen.us. And now, it's time to talk Star Wars. I am Kyle John Johansson, and this is Andrew Scott Sutton. Say hello. Hello. Looks like you need some dome armor on there. All right, so today we're reviewing Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 5. Yeah, so this is a pretty exciting episode, right? So let's push this button. Feedback at KyleJohansson.us. That's feedback, KyleJohansen.us. Yeah, so we want you to comment and feedback on everything. Tell us how bad we suck. Tell us if you want us to stop doing video. Tell us whatever you want.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have a feedback option on our website. We have the email that was just mentioned in the little noise thing there. We have comments on our YouTube channel. We have comments on our questions of the week. Those are all exciting ways you can give us feedback. If you're really ambitious, you can send us a video feedback on through the email.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, then maybe we could actually show your face on the screen or something on our video.
Yeah, we could do a duet when we get back together.
A duet, yeah. Okay. I don't know about that.
We need to get on TikTok.
No, we don't. TikTok is only 15 seconds. How do you do anything on that short time?
No.
All right.
You can choose what time you want.
So I can do an hour? No. All right. So we don't have any news clips because I searched, couldn't find anything exciting that we haven't already talked about. So we're gonna go into the spoiler, and then we're gonna start talking about the episode. Spoiler alert. Danger. You are about to be spoiled. This is your spoiler alert. We're about to talk candidly and explicitly about some TV shows or movies. If you have not watched them, please fast forward to the appropriate section. You will not be warned again because you will be spoiled.
So what's the correct section then?
Section? What do you mean?
If they need to fast forward, what's the correct section?
Well, I'm at the name or the title of the show, Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's called Escape and Captivity, but I don't know what you're...
I'm at Sort of. Never mind. Oh my God. No one's
50,
listening to me today. So
158.
everybody's pissed off at Scott today. So that's.
Who's pissed off at you? I'm not pissed off at you. What?
Mm.
All right. So yeah, the first section is called Escape and Captivity. This is the this is the wrong information. I didn't delete that stuff. It's the wrong title. Where am I at? Is that right? No.
Dude.
I got it all wrong, bud.
I'm
So
at Parler's lightsabers drawn. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure.
that's the first scene.
I'm pretty sure it's a memory.
No. Well, it is, yes. All right, so let me get that there. So I'm right there. So first thing you see is the city in the background, and you see Anakin looking out the window, right? And then we see Kenobi come in, and they're like, "Oh," that's the first thing I see. So, and they're getting ready to. It looks like practice their lightsaber thingy, practicing, and this is a pretty good scene. And this scene goes through several parts of the show. So we see a little bit, and then then we switch to something else, then we come back and switch back and back. And this is
it shows that
this is the anticipated thing that they've been talking about all over the Twitters and stuff, where there's a face off between Kenobi and Anakin, which is kind of a letdown, I think. But it's a pretty good saber scene. There's a little bit, it's like for a few seconds, and then we go to Darth Vader looking out the window.
it's to show. I think it's to show how the anger can just or
Yeah, because we'll find out when we flash, because we're, like I said, we're flashing back and forth between that scene there. We find out at the end of it where Obi-Wan says that you'll still remain a Padawan as long as your thinking is that way, and that's I think it's in Attack of the Clones when Anakin's complaining to Padme about how even Obi-Wan is holding him back.
Yeah,
that's what that refers to.
That's where he goes off and
Yeah,
on the spiel that he's gonna be the best Jedi
ever. Yeah, so like I said, we get a few seconds of it right away, and then we switch to Darth Vader, and the third sister has arrived, and she is basically telling him that they have tracked Kenobi to Kahim or whatever that's called. Jabiim, that's it.
That's a good shot of Vader. I go out a little bit, but he turns around.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm enjoying the Vader scenes quite a bit because it's just we saw him a lot in some of the shows, but we didn't see very much, either. Oh, and then he makes her kneel and gives her the Grand Inquisitor badge.
That's what I was saying. Holy shit! On Wednesday, you just ignored me.
Well, yeah, that's because I don't want to know anything, so I ignored you. So he gave her the Grand Inquisitor, so he's basically rewarding her for
I don't remember. I have to go back now. I don't remember seeing that on the first Grand Inquisitor. Do you?
I think it was there. We got a lot of headshots, but we didn't get a lot of shots where we saw his whole chest and stuff where we could see it.
Badge, well.
But it was there.
Star Wars even gives that badge as well.
Well, yeah, they all have those little bars or whatever, and if you noticed the Talo, and she had some bars there, and then she had these little identity things that she pulled out. They were like pins or whatever. She pulled them out of her.
Those are identity keys, so she get
Yeah, exactly.
in place, get through doors and stuff. I remember.
All right, so
that
then
from whatever.
the next scene switches to the ship that Kenobi's on with Tala and what's his name, Roken, and they're landing on Jabiim. Jabiim. I keep saying Jabiim. It's Jabiim. And there's a bunch of people in this cave that they landed inside of, watching. And they're like, "Oh, we got her! Yay!"
Yeah.
So they're excited that the mission was a success. Except someone's missing.
Yeah.
And Tala reunites with her droid. And then we see what's his name, Raj or whatever, the guy you don't like.
I don't like him.
Yeah, we see him. He knows what it feels like to be a Jedi now because he's wanted, which is weird.
Is that what he said? I couldn't figure out.
And then
what
he said he's got he needs to work the crowd because this is a good business opportunity.
Oh yeah. See, that's why I don't like him.
You got to turn on your closed captioning on your video.
Why?
So you can see these things, see what he says. Yeah. So Roken is there. They have to get the people out first before they can get Leia out because they've been waiting for a long time. So the first thing to do is to get them all out, and Kenobi agrees. He says, "I'm going to help you with whatever you need." Yeah, whatever we can to help. And yeah, they're getting everybody ready to load up and leave. There's a bunch of them. There's probably like, I don't know, 50 or so of them in that room, you think? There's quite a few people there. And then we see Vader is looking out the window again as they're traveling. And yep, and the new Grand Inquisitor says, "We're coming on Jabiim." And he wants to lock down the facility, and she says they can last for weeks after we do that, and we're not going to break them that way. And Vader's like, "We're not here to break them; we're here to break him."
I thought, and then break them or get him, get
him. Something. They're not here to break them. And then we see Lola sneak out of Leia's bag, because apparently Lola is going to be the one to lock down the facility.
Yeah.
And she goes into a vent closet or whatever, maintenance closet. And then we see Kenobi's looking at the stuff that Jedi wrote on the wall, or other people wrote on the wall. And he whispers a quote about seeing the light. It may dim, but it's always there, or something like that. And then we see the lightsabers and the cloak and stuff that's sitting there. And there's a bunch of them. And that one there that he picks up, I think is maybe one he recognizes.
Yeah, my question is, can he use anyone? Or are they just suited to the one he picks or the one he made? Since he lost it,
he can use any one of them. So remember how in the Mandalorian where the Darksaber and it's heavy and all that? Well, technically, all the lightsabers feel like that. Okay. You have to be in tune with the saber and the Force to, wield the lightsaber. Yeah, you have to, be in tune with it. You have to feel it or something. So
he should have taken like 2 or 3 of them damn things.
He should have. And that's how if you remember, the Inquisitors get their lightsabers from people they've captured or whatever. So that's how they get them, and that's how almost every dark side user that we see gets the lightsabers, they get one from someone else, and then they do like we were talking about. They bleed the stone, so it turns red. That's how it usually works.
That's where it's going. Then they had to bleed the stone.
Yeah, exactly.
Red.
So all right, so he's looking at the cloak and remembering some things.
I'll put it back on.
And then we got Lola actually going in and looks like doing some welding or something in there to shut the. Yeah, then she shuts the blast doors for the roof access down. And what's happening? What's going on? What's going on?
Long thing like screwdriver that she was on her. She left it in the hole or something like that.
Yep. We actually see that later, but yes, you're right. Now we go back to lightsaber duel again. And Anakin and him are fighting, and Obi-Wan's telling him he's too aggressive and is wanting too much to win or something like that. And all Anakin's worried about is defeating him.
That's a good force push. I like that force push from Obi-Wan.
We switch back. We switch back to Vader looking at the planet, and he says, "Launch the attack." And for an attack, only 2 ships come out. That's not a very big attack.
The first shot with a reflected shot with the planet in him. That was cool.
Yep. That's a pretty cool shot. Yeah. It's an interesting way to get more things in the scene by using a reflection and stuff. So as soon as the ships are launched and everything, we switch back to inside the cave or whatever, and Kenobi gives a speech about.
I take it. This group is like the rat trap or ragtag bunch of people, since he has to give them a speech about how to fight.
Yeah, he gives he talks about fighting, and it's true.
It's the beginning of the rebellion.
Yes, that's part of it. So, I mean, we're technically 10 years into the rebellion, but they're not as organized as they are later on. So you have to remember, some of these people are also force sensitive, but they may not know how to use it very well, right?
Yeah.
Because that's part of this Jabiim thing, is they rescue force sensitive people and other people who may be, part of the helping and stuff like that. So that's part of that, and part of it is to be hidden. They they can't be spending money and stuff, so they're barely making it right now, because they're basically hiding, so they are in limited amount of stuff and whatever. So and they fit in better if they're
big gun out, dude.
Yeah, that's coming up. I haven't gotten there yet. So Kenobi's giving his speech about the locking it down. They want to defend the position and make sure all the doors are locked so that it's harder for them to get in. And we see them welding a door as the ships land.
The member on
the attack ships. Yeah, they put a cross member on and they weld it in. They have a weird looking droid that almost looks like R2D2, but a little bit different.
Yeah, I thought it was R2D2
doing the welding. Yeah. And like I said, the ships land. People are running around in the cave. Oh my goodness, we're gonna all die. That kind of thing. More cross members.
What level of stormtroopers the dude with black and red shoulder?
Okay, so those are what they call like shock troopers, I think is what they're called.
Okay. They're like platoon leaders.
Right. They've got more training. They've you know, like you said, they're leaders, they're commanders, whatever you want to call them. You could see how almost the grouping of stormtroopers is split in two,
Yeah.
and there's one in front of each one of them, right?
Yeah.
And then the other ship lands, and it's the Inquisitor coming in, and they split apart and let her walk through.
She does the Moses thing.
Yes,
Stormtrooper.
that's funny. I didn't even think about that. That's funny. Well, it's even funnier because her actual last name is Moses.
Oh my God.
And like you said, they bring out the big gun and they're firing at this blast door opening that's the main entrance. And yeah, they try to open the roof door with their controls, and you hear the motors going, but they finally give out because they can't open the door. It's not strong enough to open the door because it's locked or something, whatever. And this is when Haji says, "Can we go in the vents?" And Leia volunteers to go in. She needs a ladder. I like the line that the Roken says, "It's not playtime, princess. Go sit back down."
And then Kenobi goes, I trust Leia. So you need to trust me.
Get a ladder, damn it. Oh, he didn't say that. They don't. It's a Disney movie. They don't swear. Oh, it's Disney's show, I guess. He tells her to be careful. I'm not a babysitter, Ben.
That's watch her.
And then he goes, and we see Leia get into the crawl space that they think is where the problem's at. And she's looking around. And Obi-Wan goes in goes in a hiding place and plays his video call from what's his name? Bail Organa. That's his name. And he talks about he's worried because he thinks he's worried that Vader might find out about the children.
Yeah.
And he wants to go to Tatooine and help Owen keep the boy safe, is what he says. And Tala comes in and is like, "Oh, what were you doing there, buddy? What are you hiding from me, buddy?"
Yeah.
and she's like, it's nothing. You just mind your own business, lady. And then she gives a story, which I don't really understand why she gives this story, but she has to explain why she has done the things she's done and why she's part of the Empire. I'm like, so we already know this. We already know what you're doing. Why do you got to explain yourself?
She's trying to legitimize it or something.
Yeah.
She's probably trying to say whether
she talks about she talks about the Inquisitors killing 14 people or something like that. And she couldn't do anything because
that's not R2D2. Okay.
Oh, did you skip ahead again? Okay, so
we're out of the room and they're all ready to fight.
She's still talking on my screen, telling her story.
You're so damn fucking slow.
Whatever. Hey, dirty words. What? And they say, "Oh, we're in trouble," and that's because the the heavy rifle is starting to melt the metal on they can see it coming through on the other side. And this is when he goes up to the blast doors. He tells everybody he's going to go talk, and he goes up to the blast doors and tries to do some force thing on it.
Yeah.
But then he starts talking to her.
All right, now I can push my play button.
Where's she at? I gotta catch
up. She's on the other side of the door. She's standing up. She's standing away from it. Well, she's close, but
yeah. they're all ready to shoot, and then they start talking. And Obi-Wan figures out that she was a youngling, and Vader, or not Vader, Anakin was the one that wounded her. We see a scene. I think it's not in this part, but we see a scene where Anakin's there, and she recognizes him and sees him, and but we don't see where he actually puts his lightsaber in her, like we see later on. We'll see that. But he figures it out, and figures out that she is there to hunt Vader and not him.
Yeah, he kills the one on the left and the youngling on the right. And she's in the middle of those, what am I doing, eyes? Or, you know.
Yep. Enough. She tells the story like you're saying. Okay, so he's walking up.
She's pretty good.
Kill.
They're quite good at her role.
Yeah, she is. I like her. And then
there's a little bit too much. There's too much mystery of her, of what her quest is, or what her intentions are.
Kenobi figures it out.
Yeah.
Kenobi figures it out. He figures out that she's hunting Vader to get revenge for killing her family, her Jedi family that she was with. Let's should I trust you? And he wants her help in fighting off Vader. And she throws the he was your Padawan thing in his face.
Yeah. That's
why couldn't you prevent it? He was your Padawan.
Yeah.
And then that's when she sticks her saber into the door
yeah.
and cuts it open and pushes open, and Kenobi pushes her back.
Yeah.
And of course the stormtroopers pew 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 are firing, and everybody's firing pew pew pew. Troopers fall
into the gap.
Troopers are falling, and Kenobi's in front with his lightsaber deflecting stuff. Pew 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 pew. Run, everybody, run! Go now, run!
The loader is shooting them. That's great.
Yep.
That's great.
Loader's pretty strong too. We'll see here in a second.
Oh,
yeah. But she forces her way in. They start running. Run for your lives! Go, go, go! And Reva says, "Go after him! Get him!"
Yeah.
Kenobi, of course, is fending him off with his lightsaber some more. Oh, and then Raj is, whatever his name is saying, "Hey, hurry up, Leia." He says, "Stop talking."
Hurry up, Leia.
Go, go, go. Run. Get loaded up in the ship. Run. And then we see Kenobi helping people get through. And the loader is there in front now, shooting and killing stormtroopers. And Tala's right there too. And as Kenobi's rescuing someone else, she gets hit in the stomach.
Yeah.
Choo, right about now. We see the loader. He punches and pushes stormtroopers. I don't know. I don't think we know who she is. The young Asian girl. He takes a shot and it spins the loader around. You see that?
Yeah.
And he sees that Tala He sees
I
that
like
Tala is injured.
Yeah, I like that. I like one scene before that with the loader took the stormtrooper and just pushed him to the ceiling and then threw him. That's great. Oh,
Yeah. And
he-
she knows the
loader,
loader's dying, so as he sits in front of her to kind of protect her a little bit from the fire. And he dies, and she's like, "Oh, I'm bleeding. It's really bad. I'm gonna die too. I don't know if I can escape." So then she pulls out a thermal detonator,
Oh yeah.
and they one of the blasts from the troopers hits the door activator, and it closes. And Kenobi's like, "Tala, Tala," and then she explodes. Boom. The Inquisitor says, "Everybody back, hurry!" Boom.
Oh.
And we see him back in the cave. Everybody's escaped. Kenobi's kind of sad. They're asking Leia to hurry up again. She's working on it. She's working on it. Vader's back. Tell her to stand down. And they're like, "What? Why?"
What? Why?
Kenobi's already ours. He's gonna give himself in. This is where we go back to the lightsaber duel. Zoom, 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 zoom. And Anakin's ripping him a new one with his lightsaber there. Got him trapped against the window. And Kenobi's like, "Yep, it's over. I'm going to give myself up." Roken's trying to convince him not to do it. "We fought too long. Come on, bud.
Oh, no,
Tala died for nothing. Come on."
I'm going out.
Raj is like, "You're going to fight him? What's wrong with you?" Hajij or whatever his name is.
I see.
I don't know what his name is.
Oh,
And then he gives all his weapons and his possessions to Hajij, and he's like, "You're gonna fight him without a weapon? How are you gonna do that?" And he goes through the doors with his hands up, and the stormtroopers grab him and walk him out. And we see Leia working some more, and she says, "Oh, I think I found it." And her little Lola is there and comes out and is like, "Hey, what's going on? I'm gonna stop you." And she's like, "Lola, what's going on?" "Lola, oh, you've got a restraining bolt." What? Oh, that's later. I skipped ahead. So Kenobi comes out and talks to the Inquisitor. And this is where he whispers to her, "Kenobi is ours." And he starts whispering into her.
Wait.
"You're going to die."
So mean.
"I'm bringing him to you so you can exact your revenge. It's not over. You can help me." I think this is where she decides that she's going to, I think, but she's got to put up a show. He talks about there being children and stuff and how their families are going to die just like her family died. And, she's like, I don't know. There's only two of us. How are we going to do this? She goes back, and she questions that Vader might see it coming, and Kenobi's like, "Nope, he's got a single-minded focus on me only." So then she goes back, and the stormtroopers take her back in and close him inside the blast doors.
You know what this reminds me of? And he always does this. It's Pontius Pilate questioning Jesus.
Hmm.
Because he made Jesus.
Yeah, that's they actually they call Kenobi Star Wars Jesus.
Oh wow.
He's got the long hair, he's got the beard and everything just like Jesus did. We go back to the lightsaber duel and
Oh, look at that spinning move.
Anakin knocks the lightsaber out of his hand.
Yeah.
This is where we get the speech about his need to win as blinds him. And then Darth Vader comes down on the and asks the Inquisitor, "Where is he?" "I have secured him inside, my lord. I will bring him in myself." Then we see Vader walking through the tunnels as Kenobi has disabled the stormtroopers that were holding him. And then Lola comes out and starts trying to attack Leia. She's like, "What's going on? Oh, look, you've got a restraining bolt. Let me take that off." Oh, and then immediately Lola turns back to blue eyes. And then Vader's walking again. Dum, 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 dum.
Here I come.
"Where is this Kenobi guy? I can't see him. Let me look further. Get in there deeper."
Force opens all the doors.
And then she finds the little screwdriver that Lola left inside and puts the red knob thing back in and turns it. And the doors open. They can launch the ships out now. Yay!
Oh, she puts it on the screwdriver.
She puts the red screwdriver back in that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And they all start loading the ship, and Kenobi comes in and says, "Hey, we're all ready to go.
Gotta go.
Leia, well done.
Load up.
What happened to Tala? Oh no, she's not coming. I'm sorry, little girl."
Yep.
And as Hajij is loading up onto the transport, he drops the communication device of Kenobi.
Yep.
And like you said, we see Vader opening up all the doors. Open, you stupid door. Open. And they take off, and he immediately stops him. And the ship is struggling to take off, and it finally starts coming down. Arr, arr. And it drops to the ground. Boom.
Boom.
Drop.
It's precious. Come on, drop.
Boom. There it is.
Drop.
And he starts ripping it apart. Ah! You can actually hear him growl a little bit in that scene. And as he looks in and notices there's nobody in the ship, he's like, "Damn it." As the other ship takes off, he's like, "Damn it, they got me again." And I think it's funny when I'm going to pause mine. So I think it's funny when they do something like that, where he gets tricked. How come if he could pull that ship down, how come he can't pull the other ship down?
Yeah.
He just lets it go.
But was he involved with the other ship that he tired?
I mean, it could be. That could be part of it, but
the other ship went as he was still ripping the sides off.
Right. As soon as he sees that it's empty, they take off. And and maybe he just wasn't quick enough. They got away too far. I don't know. But I always think it's interesting. And then we go back to the lightsaber duel. You know, we've got Kenobi still doesn't have his lightsaber, and he's actually using hand-to-hand combat. And Anakin turns his back on him, and he pulls Anakin's lightsaber out of his hand. And this is where we get the thing where he says, "You'll still be a Padawan if you don't get past this." And he gives a little smile, and We go back to Vader. Vader's like, this is the bane of my existence. I want Kenobi. He's so mean to me. And the Inquisitor sneaks up behind him. And he stops her with the blade with the Force. Ja.
And Force
He was wise.
Oh,
he was
I like
wise
that.
to use her. Yeah, Force push her away and she slides.
There you go.
And she comes back and boom, he stops her again. Boom, he stops her. Boom, he stops her with the Force. Oh, Force stop. Ah.
Oh my God.
And he actually makes her do a little flip there with saber. And then she goes and runs at him again and turns on her other blade. Zoom, zoom, zoom. She's got the double-bladed sword.
Yep,
and he pushes her back again. She turns on the spinning helicopter function. And he uses the Force and stops the spinning.
Yeah.
And pulls the lightsaber towards him. Shoom. And he breaks it apart.
Gives her one for a chance.
Yeah, he throws one at her and says, "Let's duel this out, lady. Come on, bring it on."
Both of them back. Oh my God.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Oh, and she goes after him. Cha, cha, lightsaber. She does some weird thing on the ground where she's crawling around behind him. And then she tries and he throws her again.
Yeah.
And he throws his lightsaber at her, and she comes at him, and he quickly grabs the lightsaber from her, and then grabs the one he threw down, and slowly walks up on her. She starts remembering the same scene when Anakin was killing her friends, and then thrusts the lightsaber into her, as he does it again with the red lightsaber.
Yeah. Oh my God. Who is that? Who is that? She's on the ground. And then looks up. What the fuck is he? What the hell does he say? Looks pretty good for being jacked up.
Yeah. Are no further use to. And then we see the real Grand Inquisitor appear.
Yeah.
Hello, third sister. Revenge what we wanted you to do because you were after revenge. You were useful. Now you're no longer useful. And he takes the Inquisitor badge away from her. And says he's going to leave her in the gutter like they found her. Where you belong, he says. Because she probably, after she healed or whatever, she probably was living, in poverty in the gutter. They found her and made her an Inquisitor. He says goodbye, Grand Inquisitor. And Vader and him both walk away from her. And then the stormtroopers walk away from her. She's just laying there, left to die. And she...
it's over. Finally communicating.
We go back to the ship that's escaping. And they're being followed or whatever, but Roken's like, we don't have hyperdrive, so we can't go into space and do the thing. We just have to go regular speed. And then we go back to Reva, and she grabs for her lightsaber again. Oddly enough, it's back together, which is weird.
Yeah.
And she sees the communicator, like you said. She sees it off in the distance, and she goes for it. She crawls over. Obi-Wan is like, uh-oh, something's wrong. Something's going to happen. I don't know what's going on. But something's happening, and I don't know what it is. Something's wrong. And we see her pick it up and it's damaged, but she manages to get it to play, and it plays a couple parts of the video from Bail Organa where he says he talks about learning about the children, and he's going to Tatooine to help Owen, help the boy. He says, and she's
Did
like,
they-
"What? There's a boy too?
Did she say
What?"
Owen? Did he say Owen?
Yeah, he said Owen.
Then she knows exactly who it is then now because
Yeah,
she
she does.
questioned Owen in the street
She does.
and put him up on there.
Yep.
She hung him up
And
too, did she?
no, that was somebody else. And then we go back to Kenobi, and Kenobi's like, "Oh, there's something bad. I don't know what's happening, but something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but I feel a bad feeling
So
and
I have a
a
question
bad premonition." And
about
then
that.
we see Tatooine, and they're looking through the rocks and looking at Luke's house, and then we see Luke in bed sleeping.
That's
Credits
where-
roll.
that's where
So
he-
what's the question? What's your question? Credits roll.
If she now it's gone.
Well, you were saying that she knows exactly who he is.
Oh no. Since he's been hidden and all that, is it still it's still 10 years before New Hope, right? This whole time. This whole timeline. So since
We
he's
got to
been
think.
hidden,
We got to
has
think
he-
that.
has he been suppressed? He's been suppressing its use of the force and Jedi stuff. So
Well, he doesn't know how to use it.
would he be?
He doesn't know how to use it. So, remember
What do you
how
mean?
Anakin? Remember how Anakin?
Obi-Wan don't know how to use it.
Oh yeah, Obi-Wan's been suppressing it too. He's been
So Obi-Wan
suppressing it so Vader. That's part of it. Yes, he's out of practice. He's been suppressing it because as soon as he connects to the Force, he's afraid that Vader's gonna, Anakin's gonna feel him.
Yeah.
Because once you connect to the Force, other people can, see that you're doing that or something like that. So he's been
But if
trying
he
not to do
wanted
it.
if he wanted to, he'd know what would be going on. He just didn't want to connect because they were,
Yeah, I
layers,
mean that's
so-
part of it. You got to remember the quote from Yoda where the future is unwritten or whatever, and you can't really predict the future. You can see things, but you can't really it's not necessarily true because anything can change it, right? So that's part of it, and you have to be like you have to have certain strengths in the Force to actually know what's going on with somebody and all that stuff. We saw the weird stuff in the sequels, the ones with Rey and him. She had this weird connection with what's his name, Kylo, where they could kind of feel each other's
Ben.
thoughts and stuff. Yeah, Ben. Anyway, so that's the end of the show, and this whole episode was 39 minutes long.
It was wicked cool.
It was pretty good. It was another one of those episodes where you're like, hey, why is it over? It's not that would, only it was a few minutes. Wizard, yeah.
Wizard.
So I did have a question of the week. Looks like I'm gonna have to go to the website to find it. Not the website, but the page I have open for it. Let me type it in here. So my question was more around Reva, and if she was going to confront Kenobi about Owen and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was basically is Reva going to Tatooine to draw Kenobi in and confront him about Luke, or is she going to be basically doing this for Vader? Because she knows if she tells Vader, she knows that Vader's going to like her again, and not shun her or whatever. Because she has no power now since Vader doesn't even recognize her or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was my question of the week. It was more like, is Reva going to go to Tatooine and try to kidnap Luke, or bring Darth Vader to Luke?
I think she's going to protect Luke, and since we don't see her, or we haven't seen her, or we didn't see her within the original series, I think she helps Obi-Wan put Vader off from Luke.
Very well could be, because like you said, she doesn't exist even in the Rebels and stuff like that. She doesn't exist in there either.
Yeah.
Rebels is
Yeah.
after this show too. Rebels was actually in this timeline before New Hope, so there's part of it there and part of it outside. Let me see.
That's my thought, because she's so conflicted. But I'm pretty sure that she done what she done just to get close to Anakin.
Yeah, either she wants to get close to him because it gives her more power, or it's more of a, she wanted revenge or something.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah,
I think she just wants to be. I think she wants to be one and done.
Yep. Let's do this.
Are you planning your next trip to Tatooine? Well, come on down to Pelly's Mod and Repair Shop, where our droids will spruce up your wagon. We'll service just about anything from Starfighter Corellian Y1300 freighter to a Vespa hovering scooter. If we don't have the part, we can get it. If you qualify for our special program, we'll provide you with any part our Jawas can get. Well, that's right. Come on down to Pelly's Mod and Repair Shop, where we can store fuel and upgrade your vessel. We're located at Tatooine's Mos Eisley Spaceport. Hangar 35.
35. All right, so we did that. So we need lots of feedback from you. This was a pretty good episode, I thought. We need as much feedback as we can get. Maybe you've got theories on Reva. Maybe you've, wondering how Darth Vader fits into this more, or Anakin, or whatever.
Yeah.
Tala's dead. What is your opinions about that? I've heard rumors that this final episode or part 6 is the longest Star Wars episode of any show. So I don't know, that's got to be at least an hour long, then maybe longer.
It has to be an hour and 30 minutes, because the last Mando was like,
it was an hour and something.
Yeah.
So it's got to be longer than that. So it could be an hour and 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. Which, I mean, I think it deserves, because there's a lot to be wrapped up here.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's a lot of.
But then again, we also have that rumor where there's episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10 too. So we got to think about that too.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing is, like you said, that there's going to be a big thing with Reva and on Tatooine, and I think Bail Organa is going to be there. So Kenobi's going to hand off Leia to him, I'm sure.
There's got to be a fast escape there.
And I'm just wondering, really if she goes out on her own to Tatooine, or if she, brings
Well,
in the
they left her for
Inquisitors with her.
dead. They left her for dead. So maybe she'll show up and not have the dark side clothing on.
Maybe. Maybe we'll have to see.
Maybe she'll have the cloak.
Yeah, cloak. All right. So any other things we went through it kind of fast there, but any other things that you stood out that you want to talk about?
Cool. You didn't? Were you uncomfortable with that?
Not really. I don't know. Did it seem like I was saying too much about what was going on the screen or whatever?
No,
I don't know.
that's what it should be. I think it's cool. The people that know it will understand it. If they, and if they've seen it, they'll understand it. You can have the show synopsis up and highlight stuff through there. If you want to add stuff
I
to
think
it.
it was good, and
I like this one, how we did it.
I've considered and maybe not on this, but maybe on other ones where like that one where we did the live reaction stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that in the future I want to do where the video actually shows what we're watching.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of to me that live reaction thing was kind of awkward to watch because you had no idea you could hear in the background what's the show, but you could barely hear it. So it was kind of awkward to me. So maybe
I haven't watched anybody else do that to see if there was how they did it, but yes, I have. I lied. I watched somebody because I thought, the title on YouTube was, there's a last Mando episode. There's a watch party, and I would put, and the guy was just looking at a screen and reacting to it, and I was like, "Whoa, hold on a second!" And he had like 2,000 people watching it with him on their screens, but
I've seen that. I've seen that too,
but didn't show the episode. Didn't put it up.
You didn't have it on the screen.
Yeah, so I don't. And it was at midnight. It was when it hit. The last,
there's several people that do that. So, if you go to
I don't know if there's trademark stuff there.
There is and there isn't. So
transmit or whatever.
Technically, you're not allowed to do it. But it's kind of loosey goosey, right? So if you go and look at well, they are stricter than most, but yes, I mean, and honestly, with a watch party, the point is not to, you want to get it out and people watch it right away. You don't want, it's not going to be around for a couple of weeks later because it's not going to make sense, right? So they don't really care if it gets pulled. They get it, and then they get the people watching it on the live watch party thing, and that's all they really care about. So I was saying, if you look at your Disney Plus, there's an option when you get to where it says Kenobi, and you're looking at the title and stuff, and then below is where you can select episode and stuff. There's an option that says play episode, play trailer. There's like a plus sign, and then there's a sign with people looking.
Yeah.
You click that. That sets up basically a stream that more than one person can watch at the same time. It says invite up to 6 friends and to do your group watch. I've never tried it, so I don't know how it works. So it's not what they're doing for a watch party, but we could watch the same thing at the same time through this stream thing too. And I think you can take this and upload it to different places.
I've
like
tried.
YouTube and stuff.
I haven't tried yet. But since I have the carrier I can watch it on my phone, like right at midnight.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried that.
I can watch it on my phone too. I just have to install the Disney app or whatever and log in, or it'll let me watch it.
Yeah.
Because you got to think. You just have to have good bandwidth.
I like, yeah, and I
Because
wouldn't use the Wi-Fi at work because they track that crap. So.
Well, yeah. If you have to log in to get on the Wi-Fi, they track it. So, yeah. So, do you get 4G on your phone, or is your phone new? How old is your phone? That's what I'm asking.
I have 5G.
So 5G, if you're getting 5G, you won't have any trouble playing it. I've done it before on the Mandalorian stuff. I've done it before on my phone, sitting in the parking lot at work.
Yeah.
On 4G, and it was fine. I had maybe every once in a while it would buffer or whatever, but it wasn't a big deal to me, at least. Well, anyway, yeah, I thought this went pretty good. I don't know. Maybe we could try this watch thing, watch it together so we can see the same stuff on the screen. But I was telling you, I always have a closed caption on, even though I don't pay attention to it. I have it on so if there's a part where I can't understand them, I can look at the closed captioning and see what they're saying. So maybe that's something for you. Anyway, you see things in the closed captioning that you don't, like you can see people's names and stuff because they say who's saying something, and helps you keep track of who's who and whatever. What do you think? Time to end it?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Let me outro. Thank you for listening to the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room podcast. Please visit our website where you can play current and past episodes. That's https://RABR KyleJohansson.us. That's RABR.KyleJohansen.us. On the left-hand side is a navigation menu. You can use this to learn how to load the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room podcast on your Android or Apple phone and tablet. And we have direct links to our podcast on Apple and Google Podcasts. Please participate by connecting to our social media, answering questions of the week, or submitting feedback directly from the site. Again, all of these are available at the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room website at RABR.KyleJohansen.us. This podcast in no way is approved, sponsored, or owned by Lucasfilms Ltd., Disney, Disney Plus, or any of its subsidiaries. All opinions are solely owned by Kyle and or Scott, and in no way express the views or opinions of their past or present employers. Views and opinions are not supported or restricted by Lucasfilms Ltd., Disney, Disney Plus, or any of its subsidiaries. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of this podcast and its affiliate sites without consent of Super Duper Podcast Network and its host is prohibited. Prohibited. I am Kyle Johansson, and this is Andrew Scott Sutton. Say goodbye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See ya. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Recording.